What's going on, everyone? Can you all hear me all okay? Sorry. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. Wait, maybe I need to bring my mic a bit closer. Maybe that's better. Can you guys hear me all okay? Just move the microphone a bit closer today. Might be better. Drop me a W or 1 or something in the chat so I know that you guys can all hear me. We've got a lot of stuff to get into today. Yeah. It's been a sad day, man. It's been a really sad day. Just checking the chat. Let me know. Oh yeah, let me check my Rumble. I never do this. I never check on Rumble, man. 1 second. Just let me know in the chat though. I'm reading the chat now, so let me know and I'll get started in just 1 second. Okay, I've got my Rumble chat up now for once. 1 sec. Just type in Rumble. Anyone on Twitch? Let me know where you guys are watching from as well. If you are here, let me know. Any of my UK people here? Any of my Americans? Anyone like that? Let me know. Got some messages already. I didn't realise. The Patriot, when did he defend Israel? JOLANI, I take it you're talking about. We are going to get into that. It is trending though. I've posted about it. A lot of people have posted about it. It's actually trending on X. Let me scroll down. You can see it here, look. Yeah, look. No attacks from Syrian territory on Israel. We're going to get into that anyway. It's going to be part of the show. So, let me know, guys, when you're here. We'll start getting this stream going. I just need someone to let me know if you can hear me all okay. Oh, we got a Great Britain flag. Shout out to you, Righteousness. What part of the UK are you from? You don't have to dox yourself, don't worry. But I'm just wondering if you're nearby, that's all. But yeah, I know it's like 11:30 in our time, so it's quite a late one. I weren't going to do a stream today because... just had a lot of stuff going on, you know. It's been sad times in the real world, sad times always, in my life. It's been some sad shit going on, but there's been some very, very sad things going out today, so we are going to go into further detail. Okay, I need a tech guy to move forward quicker. What do you mean by that? I do need a tech guy. I completely agree with you, but I don't understand what you mean. But there are many facts that JOLANI defends Israel. Yeah, I know. I'm glad that you can see it, Mohammed. There's a lot of people that don't seem to see it. They all think that JOLANI's this like hero or something, you know. We've been trying to tell you guys for ages that this was going to happen, but no one wanted to listen. But yeah, I take it the microphone's all good anyway, because you guys can hear me. So yeah, anyone from Russia here? Any Ukrainians? Any Palestinians? Any Yemenis? Any Lebanese? Any Iranians? Let me know. Any Syrians? Let me know in the chat. But we're going to dive into a lot. We've got quite a lot to talk about today. It probably won't be too much of a long stream. I'm going to try and keep it like in like the hour mark. We're going to try and get through everything. But last week obviously we had a lot of interviews last week. We had Jackson on. We had Ryan Dawson on. We also watched the Lavrov interview with Tucker, so we haven't actually done like a proper news stream for like over a week now, so I did want to go over some bits that happened over the last few days. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining anyway. If you don't mind, everyone drop a retweet or something on the space. Oh yeah, I can see some people talking now. Hello, shout out to you, Talipun. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you all. I think we're live on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitch, on Kick and on X. We fucked TikTok off because I kept getting warnings and all this. I'll just save that for posting short videos. I'm not really too bothered about that anyway, you know. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Obviously today's been a very sad day. The first thing that I woke up to this morning practically was... Oh, we've got a subscriber on YouTube. Sorry, I've got to shout them out straight away. Saya Ahmet, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. We're trying to grow on YouTube as much as we can and try and survive on YouTube as long as we can. We have lost YouTube accounts in the past, you know, so... But yeah, as I was saying, the first thing I woke up to this morning practically was I was scrolling through my phone. Like, in the morning I like to wake up, you know, I don't like to go straight on my phone in the morning. I like to have like an hour to get ready. I used to like jump straight on it like as soon as I open my eyes, but I try and avoid it. And then I don't like to post too much news as soon as I wake up as well, because once I start posting, that's me for the day. I'm posting all day. So I woke up on my phone and I was scrolling through X, and then the first thing that I saw was the heartbreaking news that you know, our dear brother Khalid, the one who's known for the trademark sort of, you know the thing is with Khalid, yeah, he was like someone that really gave me hope for Gaza. You know, he was such a kind man. He yeah, like obviously you all know what happened to his family. They was all killed, and he said, she's the soul of my soul, or I'm the soul of her soul. And he really motivated a lot of people to get through it in Gaza. I mean, he done loads of charity work and stuff as well. And then yeah, I heard the heartbreaking news that he'd been murdered by Israel. And the thing is that a few months ago, we also heard this news that he'd been murdered, you know. So we saw like an image as well of like a man that looked very similar to Khalid. Sorry, I don't want to pronounce his last name wrong. Khalid NABHAN, sorry, that's his last name, and I think it's Khalid NABHAN. So I just call him the soul of our souls, you know. That's what I've always known him for. He's such a kind man. But anyway, we heard some news before that he'd passed away, and there was like an image that looked a spitting image of him. But then we found out that it wasn't true. So then when I saw the news, first of all, I told myself, no, it's not true, you know. We've seen this before. It's probably just someone who looks similar to him, you know. He seemed like he was kind of immortal, you know. He was, after all he'd been through, he was still, you know, striving on. He reminds me kind of Wow Al-Dadu, you know, the journalist that lost all of his family and he just kept going and going, you know. But yeah, I heard the news that he'd passed away, so before I posted anything, I made sure I went and did like some research, looked at some credible sources first, and then unfortunately we confirmed that it was him that actually passed away. So he was murdered as well. He didn't just die of natural cause. He was murdered by Israel. So it's really sad, honestly. It is really sad. I'm just gonna read this chat quickly before we get into that story a bit in more detail. Do I believe that Syrian rebels, HDS, are backed by CIA and Mossad? Of course I do, man. Of course I do. These are the same people that have Al-Qaeda and ISIS, you know. These are the same people that the US painted out. They've got all these, especially Jolani had 10 million on his head, you know. It was in 2017. I think the American embassy in Damascus put a 10 million bounty up. So he's been always painted as this terrorist, you know. And then as soon as you start seeing American forces and British authorities, and American authorities wanting to basically make peace with a guy, you've got to think, what is going on behind the scenes, you know. Funny how ISIS never attacked Israel once as well. And everyone was saying, oh, this guy's a freedom fighter, you know, he's got rid of the dictator Assad, he's going to be so good for Syria, he's going to bring the fire to Israel after, he's going to march in, he's going to save Palestine, he's going to fucking, yeah, all of this nonsense. And we've been telling you, you know, sorry, excuse me, I got a bit of cold. We've been telling you for the past few weeks that this was going to happen. I mean, a lot of people try and say, oh, you're an Assadist, you only care about Assad, you like blah, blah, blah. No, I genuinely, like, I don't have like I don't really know like too much about Assad. I've seen bits and bobs, but my sort of view on it all was, yeah, Assad's probably done some fucked up things in the past, of course, but I did genuinely think he was trying his hardest to make Syria a good country and protect his country. But he had all of these foreign interferences getting involved, the Americans, of course, the people that always get involved and cause chaos. And he was trying to eliminate terrorists and things, and I think that he could have done things in a better way. I agree with you, you know, but I still thought, at least, you know, you've known him for this many years now. He's been in charge for this many years. At least you know what he's capable of. And now you've got ISIS like conquering the country and taking over, and this is somehow meant to be good. Like, come on, of course not. But yeah, I want to get into that in a bit more detail in a little while anyway, because we are going to go into that. But I think the main important thing that I want to start off the show with, of course, is Khalid, that was murdered by Israel today. Someone in the chat said, I woke up to the news of Khalid being killed as well. Yeah, I've been depressed all day, honestly. I've been posting a lot about it. I don't think I'm going to get over this one anytime soon, you know. Of course, like hundreds of thousands of people have now been killed in Gaza, we all know that. But you know, there's always them certain people that you have a connection with. Like, you know, like when Nasrallah died, it was obviously so sad as well. The Iranian president, Raisi, like that one really hit home as well for me. I'm not sure about you guys, but then this one, Khalid, like I genuinely didn't think that we'd see this day. But then this sort of makes me think, like, when is this going to stop now, man? Like, we're, what, 14 months since the genocide began? Of course, it's been going on for many years before, but since the actual genocide, when they're just completely wiping everybody out in Gaza, it's been going on for a very long time, and times like this, I just think, like, enough is enough. Like, honestly, enough is enough. We've lost all of the icons in Gaza, so many fallen heroes, you know, don't ever forget any of their names. Even the children that have been killed, like, Hind Rajab, I think that's how you pronounce her name, was she like 7 years old or something, and she was burnt alive by Israeli forces. She called up she was calling up people asking for help. It was all on record, and then the line went silent and we never heard again. I think, like, this has been going on for so many years now, you know. Yeah, it has. It's been like 14 months. It's been going on for too long. I thought this was going to be over back in last December. I actually had a conversation with someone and they asked me, do you think this genocide is going to continue longer? And I thought, this has happened a lot of times in the past, but it's always like ends up being some sort of resolution, you know, where it just at least calms down a little bit, sorry. And last December I genuinely thought that by the new year that we'd have some sort of peace deal, and here we are, the next year, the next December, we're nearly in another new year and it still looks like there's no signs of it stopping. So it's very sad, but yeah, let's get into it anyway. So let's see. Yeah, let me bring it to the top. So there's obviously a graphic image of him that's pinned to my page. I don't want to show it on the screen because as you know, I'm on like Twitch and YouTube, so I'm not trying to get like banned for graphic content or anything. It's not too graphic, of course, but he's got like a lot of blood over his face and things like that, and it's really sad to see. But yeah, he was murdered this morning. Obviously, that's how I know him, by the soul of the souls. Just such a good man. Look at him. Honestly, I never thought I'd see this day, honestly. And then look, you got some little Zionist rat in the comments, like with laughing faces. Like, it's disgusting, man. These people are disgusting. Yeah, at least he's I know I'm a Christian. I believe in heaven and hell. What do you guys in Islam believe in? Is it called Jannah? Am I right? So I think he'll be reunited with his family that he's lost in, and he'll be happy, you know. There's always a better life. This is like the test that we're living in now, you know. This is like the horrible shit that we're living in, with people like Israel doing these horrific things every day. So I hope now that he's in a place of peace, honestly. But yeah, look, there's him with his daughter. Oh no, his granddaughter, wasn't it? I mean, he's just such an innocent guy. I'm gonna play some videos. It is really sad. But yeah, here's this is the first moments that the IDF artillery shelling of the area around the Al-Qassam cemetery in a Nusrat camp, which led to the death of multiple civilians, including the icon himself, Sheikh Khalid al-Nabhan. Sorry. Oh, thank you for following me. Is that Loco Force or Loco Porce? I appreciate that, brother, a lot. I think where did you follow me on? Oh, Loco Porco. Sorry, I just read your name there. Appreciate you following us on Twitch, brother. Yeah, but I'm gonna play the video. Let me know if the sound's okay on the video as well. It's only 14 seconds.
الناس في الشارع الناس في الشارع الناس في الشارع يما الناس في الشارع اقسم بالله اي كياتك صبات
So yeah, just an ordinary day in Gaza for Israeli terrorists, but these are real people, you know. I wanna make a point out of this. Everyone needs to remember that these are real people. I mean, to us, we know them from. I'm from the UK, of course. I don't know any of these people personally. We see the videos and we get to know them over the internet, but These people have families and stuff. They have friends. They have people that they've grown up with their whole lives, and they're just being butchered every day. I'm not just talking about Khalid as well. I'm talking about everyone in Gaza. They're being murdered every day, and it's just turned to a point where I think we're like a year down the line, and people don't even really seem to care about it anymore. I'll be honest. Of course, like there's a lot of us do care, but it seems like loads of people are just so used to it now. They're like, another murder in Gaza. What's new? What's going on in Syria? Like, these are real people, and Israel has like desensitized the world to this barbaric murders and genocide. And just remember that, guys, that these are people with feelings and people's families that are never going to see their loved ones again. And it's really sad, man. It's really, really sad. But yeah, anyway. So this is the moment that he was actually murdered earlier in Gaza. This is like just after the, like we saw the other video from like a rooftop, but you couldn't really see too much. But this is like more of a close-up video of what was going on. It's just absolute carnage.
يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله
And there's like clearly children and stuff there as well. Yeah, may God rest his soul. 1 second, I'm just gonna crack my window open. Sorry about that. I've got to get some air in this room. But yeah, may God rest his soul. Honestly, it's really horrific. It's really horrific. Yeah, and then here's a video of him. Just so for some of you might not know too much about him. I used to follow him on Instagram. I don't have Instagram anymore because I got banned, but I used to see a lot of these videos on Instagram, you know. Here's one of the many videos of, you can just see, you know, when you can just see what type of person somebody is. You can always tell if someone's genuine, you know, by the way they look at you, by the way they talk. And you can genuinely see that this guy's just pure, like he's got a good heart. So I'm gonna read it out to you because I can't, well, I'm guessing a lot of you guys are English, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna read out the subtitles. So this is the story of the earring when I was cleaning her up, getting rid of the dust. My soul's soul, her and her brother Tariq are my soul's soul. May they rest in peace. I was cleaning their faces with a salt solution to get rid of the dust. So I found the earring. The other earring was lost. So I said, "Your earring, my dear. I want to take the earring. I want to take it to keep it as a souvenir for you. Here is her earring. She will stay with me. I'll remember her for it. I wanted to remember her and keep her earring like a badge. May you rest in peace, Fareem. She is gone. May she rest in peace." He's such a strong man as well. Like, you know, like how like he's still smiling. You know, he was still smiling this whole time. He knew that everyone else in Gaza was going through the same things that he was, and you can just tell he was such a humble person. You know, he didn't put himself before others. He didn't feel like he was more important than others, and he stayed strong. He stayed strong and kept the morale high in Gaza. Gave everyone hope. Truly, truly heartbreaking. And this is a nice image. This is a really nice image. They will meet again. Obviously, that's him and that's him and Reem. I'm just gonna read your comment quickly. It's so heartbreaking and demoralizing seeing Israel murder civilians with impunity. The West keeps supporting them while turning a blind eye to the madness. The Palestinian people really are enduring the unendurable. I pray for them. No, I completely agree. It's so sad. I don't think I know anyone that could go through like that's what I always think. Like, I think I'm going through shit in my life. I think I've got some hard stuff going on in my life. It's nothing compared to these people. It's nothing. Like, it's really sad, man. What makes our blood more important than theirs, you know? It's really sad. And there's just obviously a really cute picture of him with her. Both look so happy. Life was normal. Think about it, like, well, not normal because Israel's always been doing this stuff, but life was like somewhat normal. Like, it was livable, you know, at one point. No, it's just sad. Here's like a little 1 minute of like loads of different clips of him. And this is what I said. This is what I was just saying to you guys. He was literally one of the last people that gave me hope for Gaza. Now what?
وهنا احتوته قلوب من تهوى فعل الجميل وزادها التقوى جعلت له في حضنها مأوى قلبا رحيما كي يحن عليها وبلحظة عاد الحنان إليه وتفجر الإحساس بين يديه حتى رأينا نور بسمتي متلألئا يبدو على شفتيه كن بلسما يمحو الأنين وسعادة للآخرين ذا رحمة وفضيلة كالماس كالدر الثمين.
God bless him, man. God bless him. And look, even here, like, he looks like he died with like a smile on his face, you know. He was always smiling, even till the very end. And here's like a last little like a little montage of 2.5 minutes. There will never be another Khalid NABHAN. Never. You know, like, when there's always them type of people, like, some people are like replaceable, and then there's them people that are just one of a kind, you know. There's them people that you might, I'm not sure if you guys know, but I know people in my life that have like passed away. And they'll be like the most loyal person, the most one of a kind personality, the most humble person. And I feel like he gives me that same vibe. I just know that there will never be another man like him. Never. He was an icon. A legend. So sad, honestly. Sorry guys, it's really like, you know when you just sit there in deep thoughts for a minute. It's really, really sad, honestly. Really, really sad. Oh yeah, I did want to say thank you to Beard Brother TV for following us on Twitch. I did want to say it, but I didn't want to interrupt the video. But yeah, ignore like there's like a disgusting Zionist talking shit in the group chat, in the stream chat. You know, ignore these people. You know, God will judge these people. God is already judging these people. So really, really sad, honestly. I mean, what else is there to say, honestly? What else is there to say? Yeah, anyway. Gaza, the genocide continues. Oh, okay, wait, thank you. 1times_Sacco, appreciate you, brother, for following us. Appreciate that a lot. And there's this Zionist talking shit saying, which God? I mean, what do you guys believe in? I'm guessing that you're like Jewish or something, or if you're an atheist, like that's even fucking like you're just fucked, you know. But like even if you're what's it called? Even if you're believing in the Talmud or whatever, like you still get judged, you know. So you can sit there talking shit in the group chat. If I could ban you, honestly, I would. But I don't know how. So you're lucky. But yeah, I don't think anyone's interested in your bullshit anyway. Let's not get distracted. But anyway, the genocide in Gaza. So, Israel attempted to bomb the director of the Kamal Adwan hospital along with a delegation of the World Health Organization mid-interview. I mean, these people, they don't stop. Like, everyone keep posting about Gaza, I'm begging you, because I've seen a lot of the posts die down. Of course, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the world with like Russia and Syria and etc, but you can, of course, post about everything else as well because it's all important, but don't let Gaza slip your mind, you know. Don't forget about it. Because these people, like, this is what they want. This is what Israel want. They want you to forget. But this is some of the stuff that's going on the daily basis in Gaza. So this is mid-interview. Let me read out what he's saying.
They are putting the
food in the warehouses
of Kamal Adwan.
Oh wait, he's speaking English. Sorry, my bad.
They are putting the food in the warehouses of Kamal Adwan Hospital, and let's speak to the director of Kamal Adwan Hospital, Dr. حسام صفية. دكتور واحد من منظمة الصحة يصل، ما الذي يحمله وما رسالته؟
طبعا ما وصل إلى مستشفى.
So now I speak in Arabic, so I'm not sure if I'm going to read this part. I knew he was speaking Arabic at some point. He said, "Hello, doctor. I want to ask you about the World Health Organization aid that has arrived. The aid that we have received in the hospital is not enough. It's next to nothing."
This is the level of destruction, as I can clearly see. They are.
So yeah, they're literally mid-interview and Israel tries assassinating them. Like, they don't care about being on camera or anything. These people are demons, honestly. Demons. And then we had an India W. Priyanka Gandhi was spotted with a bag in solidarity with Palestine. So you can see her here. I'm not really like I'm not really too educated in the politics side of India. I mean, I used to see a lot of fucked up videos of like Muslims getting like beaten and things like that. But I'm guessing that's just under the leadership that they already have of Modi. And apparently this lady here she's like in the opposition party. So I mean, this is good, you know. This is very good. If she's like obviously I don't really know too much about her, but from what the first things I'm seeing about her is she's pro-Palestine. So obviously she's going to stand up for the Muslim minorities as well. So yeah, she seems like a great woman, you know. She seems like a great woman. I don't know when the elections are or how this sort of works, even if she's going to be running or whatever, but she definitely looks like a lot better than what's going on there right now. So shout out to her. Maybe someone can educate me a bit more. But yeah, obviously Donald Trump, back to classic Zion Don. If these hostages aren't back by the time he's elected in January 20th, when he's officially president, all hell is going to break out. What happened to No More Wars?
Yeah.
Since your election.
Well, I'm not going to comment on the Putin question, but I will comment on Bibi. We had a very good talk. We discussed what is going to happen, and I'll be very available on January 20th, and we'll see. As you know, I gave warning that if these hostages aren't back home by that date, all hell's going to break out, and very strong. But we.
This guy, like Trump, man. Trump said, everyone said Trump's gonna save the world. I feel like it's gonna get worse for Trump, you know. I feel like it's honestly, like, even though there's already a genocide going on, and Biden and the administration are still funding this genocide, I genuinely feel like it's gonna get worse. Trump said he had a private conversation with Netanyahu, and he knows basically what's gonna happen. Like, I wonder what they're gonna do. What are they going to do? They've already bombed Gaza to smithereens. They've destroyed everything, killed everyone. Does Trump not have a heart? Did he not see the videos of our brother Khalid this morning? Like, this is literally after all that shit. Do they not care about the Gaza population? The civilians there? Why is it always Israel first? I like, you know what I mean? Like, you can at least, you know, like, he gives the, oh, it's only America only, America first, blah, blah, blah. That's his whole, like, slogan. Make America great again. Yeah, like, you know, I'd be, like, more, like, understanding if he just cut all the funding and didn't care about either side. Then I'd be like, okay, we don't want to get involved in it at all. But no, he's siding with Israel constantly. He's siding with these, like, barbaric, genocidal demons. What happens next, honestly? January 20th. That's going to be interesting. Ben Gavika, shout out to you, brother. I see you a lot in the comments. I have to drop you a follow back after. When I next see you in the comments, I'm going to follow you back, because you're always showing support, and you're always on YouTube showing support as well. I appreciate you a lot, bro. But you said Trump isn't happy with Bibi. I mean, I think, like, there was some sort of they had, like, some sort of a falling out or something, didn't they, before last time when Trump was president. But I mean, every politician unfortunately bows down to Israel, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, but I don't think it's looking good. But on to our next part of today's episode. So after all of this stuff happened, we saw multiple sirens start ringing in Tel Aviv. Who do you think it was? I'll give you the answer. It's an obvious one. It's Yemen. Yemen, no one can say that they haven't done anything for Palestine. These guys have been really, you know, Lebanon, of course, as well, but Yemen as well. I mean, they've been doing a lot for Palestine, so big shout out to those guys. But yeah, so there was missile sirens ringing, and then air traffic from and to Ben Gurion International Airport in Tel Aviv was also temporarily suspended. Planes are not taking off, and landings are being postponed. So you can see all of the different planes with the registrations, etc. And that's what I hate when people try and say, oh, they're not doing enough. I mean, they're doing the best that they can. Like, there's some countries that I'm not going to name, but are just either funding the genocide completely, or they're just not doing anything, just turning a blind eye, acting like nothing's going on, talking a good game and not actually doing anything. But yeah, Israeli army radio citing a military source. Intensive preparations are underway to deliver decisive strikes against the Houthis in Yemen. I mean, I think we saw something come out just as I was loading up the stream. I was doing a few bits before, so I weren't really watching the news for like the last hour before the stream. But I'm pretty sure that Israel, they was doing something. They was like, I think America and the UK was bombing Israel, actually. Not Israel, Yemen. I can't find it. I don't want to sit scrolling through X, because you never know what's going to pop up on here, you know. I don't want to play anything graphic either. But yeah, anyway. So the Houthis come out and said, we launched a ballistic missile at Ben Gurion Airport. The launches will not stop until the aggression in Gaza and Syria ends. Brave man, honestly. Brave man. Okay, yeah, thanks, Ben. Is it Ben? I keep calling you Ben. I'm not even sure if that's your name. I'm going to call you B Gavika. UK and US bomb Yemen. Yeah, I was guessing so. I was guessing it was something like that. I mean, it's crazy, you know. Yemen are trying to stop a genocide happening, and then the UK and the US attacks the people that are trying to stop it. Like, what is wrong in this world? We live in crazy times. But anyway, after all of the after the sirens was going off, we saw Israeli settlers were playing dead in a train after the recent missile attack from Yemen. I mean, come on. Like, it's like they see the genocide going on. They know that, like, they've got no legs to stand on. That whole hostage situation is just like they can't use that anymore, you know. They can't use it as its retaliation for October 7th either, because that's been going on for 450 plus days or something like that since, you know. But now they just try and act like that they're in such a scary times and they're so scared and life's so hard. Like, literally nobody got hurt, but this is how they're acting on the train. Like, it's actually funny, you know. Like, I even saw an Israeli Telegram group, like, even they was like, oh, these guys are overreacting, man. Like, big Israeli Telegram was even making fun of them. Yeah. Shout out Bernadette, appreciate you. I'm not sure what Bernadette this is. I know Bernadette, I'm not sure if it's the same one, but I appreciate you and I support you too. If you defend Palestine, I agree. We support everyone. We stand with Palestine, you know. We stand for their freedom, and we want the genocide to stop. That's all we're asking for. It's not hard, is it? But obviously, after the Yemen attack, you know, the propaganda mission continued from settlers, illegal Israeli settlers, and they're all crouching and hiding in like a, I don't even know where this is. You know what's funny as well, look, there's these guys that are like crouching and hiding, and then there's just like these other guys up here just standing there, like they're just standing in the road. So what the fuck are these guys hiding for? Can't even get their propaganda to look good. Yeah, there's some more footage from Tel Aviv after Yemen's recent missile attack.
אזעקות בבני ברק, יש פה במה, חתונה של ביאלה. בואו ניכנס לחדר מדרגות. אזעקות בבני ברק.
Normal propaganda, no one gets hurt, everyone runs about, takes a couple videos, acts like, oh, this is our reality, the classic. Anyway, and then Hebrew media announced that 5 Israelis were injured while fleeing to shelters after sirens sounded in Tel Aviv. So they actually hurt themselves getting to the shelters, like they weren't hit by anything. They probably tripped over or some shit. I mean, they're laying on the floor like that, like fuck knows what's going on there, but yeah. And then obviously Yemen's armed forces released a statement announcing the targeting of the city Jaffa, aka Tel Aviv. And they said, triumphing for the oppressed Palestinian people and in response to the ongoing massacres against our people in Gaza, and in support of the beloved resistance and within the 5th scope of escalation, the missile force of the Yemeni armed forces carried out a military operation targeting a military target of the Israeli enemy in the occupied area of Jaffa with a hypersonic ballistic missile type Palestine 2. The operation has successfully achieved its objectives. The Yemeni armed forces continue to carry out their military operations and strike all targets linked to the Israeli enemy in the occupied territories, and these occupations will not stop until the aggression on Gaza stops and the siege is lifted. The Yemeni armed forces, along with all the beloved and struggling Yemeni people, are ready to confront any Israeli-American aggression target in Yemen with more qualitative and effective military operations. So they're not backing down. They're not backing down at all. I just want to check my Rumble chat because, sorry, excuse me, it's always on the other screen and I never get to look. Oh, okay, we've got some people on Rumble. Shout out to you guys on Rumble. 1x Sacco, I appreciate you for joining us there. Was he killed in a bombing? Oh, you're talking about, sorry, I should have checked this earlier. Khalid, he was killed by artillery fire, I believe. It was like only a few civilians were killed at the same time, so I'm guessing it could have been targeted. It wouldn't surprise me if it was targeted, you know. This is what the Zionists are known for. They want to just target innocent civilians, and especially an icon like that, they know it would probably what's the word? It would put the people in Palestine's, it would make them all upset, you know, because he was such a good man. So it really wouldn't surprise me. But on to the next part of the story. Wait, let me just on to the next part of the episode, shall I say? I just wanted to read the chat before we go on to that. Andy, you said you have to remember him for him to get presidency. He had to bend the knee to AIPAC. 3 weeks time, peace will begin. That's why everyone is rushing for top dog status. Putin setting Yahoo, the UK and US, all positions they know. I guess you're talking about Trump. I mean, yeah, of course, but he's already won the presidency now, you know. So I don't know why he's still trying to get this top Zionist position. Like, you know, it's just like, I don't know, man. Everyone in America just they all say this. Like, they all say opposite things, but when it comes to Israel, they all agree. You know, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. He was a dictator. Was Trump a dictator? I'm not sure. I'm not from America. He used to talk a good game until I used to really like Trump. You know, the things I used to see him say. I see him have interviews with people, and he seemed like he was really good and he cared about America. But then all the Israel stuff come, and it all just sort of put me off him. You know. I hope that maybe he can put some. Hopefully, he can get some a peace deal going in Ukraine, of course. But Zelensky just wants to reject everything. There was even like a Christmas deal put on the table that he rejected. So from Hungary, I think. Hungary, sorry. But yeah. On to the next part. So let's get on to this. Jolani, where do we start with him? Everyone was saying this guy's, you know, he's a hero. Like, he's not ISIS anymore. He's a changed man. Yeah, I know. I agree with you, Illuminati. You don't have to be from America, of course. They all say one thing and do the other. Same as pretty much any country, really. And the only countries that have got good leaders have already been in positions for like 20 years plus. So shows you, doesn't it? We get a new president or prime minister like every 4 years. Anyway, HTS leader Abu Muhammad al-Jolani. So he spoke out today. I think he was speaking to the Times. And he said, "We condemn any aggression on our lands and we ask Israel, please stop the bombings." Is this guy for real? Please stop the bombings. Like, does he think, oh, please, sir, please, like, let me just beg Netanyahu to stop bombing our country? Like, I believe that there was some sort of deal made in the background or something for him to not respond anyway, because it was like as soon as this guy took over Syria with all these like ISIS and Al-Qaeda terrorists, as soon as Assad was gone, within like a few hours, Israel was already bombing Syria. We didn't hear anything, not a peep. And then all week long, they've been bombing and bombing and bombing. And it's funny as well because Israel showed that they can obviously do precision strikes. When Jackson was on the stream, he made a good point that they've been bombing Gaza and saying, oh, it was an accident. We didn't mean to kill these civilians. There's Hamas there, like blah blah blah. Like, we're trying to do it, like we can't do it all the time. It's so hard to do. Same thing in Lebanon. They done it again to Lebanon, killed loads of Lebanese civilians. When it comes to Syria, they seem like they're doing precision strikes kind of easy. They're bombing military airports. They're bombing, you know, tanks, like anything really that Syria's got their hands on at the minute. And they're doing it with ease. Not a single citizen's been killed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any civilians being killed. So it's funny, you know, how they can pick and choose when they've got someone like Jolani in charge who seems to be pro-Israel. They don't want to actually cause any troubles. They just want to take all of his military capabilities away, just in case he changes his mind. Because we all know what the real reason for this is. It's the Great Israel Project. They want to take as much land as they can. Same reason they was invading Lebanon. Same reason they've been doing this genocide in Gaza. And now Syria. It's all like we've seen the IDF soldiers. They've got the badge on their shoulder. Like it's not a joke. Like it's not a conspiracy theory. This is actually happening. But yeah. Yeah, they did. They had 500 targets bombed in a few hours. But anyway, HDS leader Abu Muhammad Jolani said, "We condemn any aggression on our lands and we ask Israel, please stop the bombings. Please. Pretty please." Fucking clown world. It's actually funny. You know, like this shit, yeah, when I was reading it, it was actually comedy to me, you know. I was thinking, all these people that have been cheering on HDS, all these terrorists and all this shit all week, telling me that these guys are so good. I know Assad might not have been the best guy, but Israel was not doing this when Assad was around. They was doing the occasional bombing here and there. And Assad actually like sent missiles back a few times. But these guys are, please stop bombing us. You've only like invaded like, you took like fucking half our country already. Would please stop now. Like, just, come on mate, they're not stopping. Does he not know anything about history? Does he not know the Great Israel Project? Yeah, please sir, please. Yeah, he asked very politely. But HDS leader Abu Muhammad al-Jolani also said, we're committed to the 1974 agreement. We're willing to welcome international observers and have no intention of engaging in conflict with Israel. Like, what the fuck? Come on, like, he's had all this time to say something good and try and get people on his side. The main reason why we all hated this guy is because, of course, he's a terrorist, and we knew what was going to happen when he got in charge. He was going to have all these good relations with Israel. Because ISIS, you know, they never attack Israel. Why? It's continuing to happen, guys. We're in 2024, nearly 2025, and it's still happening, and people are still trying to tell me that this is some sort of good guy. He's pro-Ukraine as well. He supports all, like, come on. But anyway, he also said, we are open to friendship with everyone in the region, including Israel. We don't have any enemies other than the Assad regime, Hezbollah, and Iran. What Israel did against Hezbollah in Lebanon helped us a great deal. He's literally saying it to your faces, like, you know, the people that somehow think this guy's a hero. Like, he's literally telling you, like, come on, man. And of course, I will not allow Syria to be used as a base for attacks against Israel. Bro, they've been bombing Syria since you've been in charge. Like, they've bombed them, they've been destroying everything, mate. Like, why is Syria's like being bombed to smithereens by Israel, and you want to talk about you're not going to let Syria attack back? So what do the people do, the civilians, when they've got Israel just conquering their land? It's going to end up into the Gaza 2.0. They're going to kill everybody. It'll start off with like, you guys have got most of the land and Israel's only got a little bit. But gradually, day by day, it's getting worse. They're getting more and more land. They've got more in like 12 hours than they did the whole time they was in Lebanon. And you want to just sit back and say, oh, please stop. Please stop bombing me. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, exactly. It has been 14 years of bombing. Yeah, Syria's, of course, there's been a lot of shit going on. But what I was trying to say is that it was never like Israel's like up the aggression. It's like they know that they can just walk all over this guy, you know. Of course, as well. Then, shortly after, British Foreign Secretary David Lammy said, "We sent a delegation to Damascus to meet with the new authorities in Syria." Oh, okay. So, the guy that had like a 10 million bounty on his head, and he was like a worldwide terrorist, like known for like beheading people and doing the most craziest shit. Now, as soon as he's got good ties with Israel, oh, we're going to send a delegation out there to meet with him. Are you guys not seeing what I'm seeing? There's like some sort of deal going on. So I didn't actually show you the tweet. So yeah, there's a tweet. It feels like there's some sort of deal that's happened behind the scenes, because there's no way that this is all coincidence. There's no way. And if you don't think that, if you think, no, that was just a coincidence, well, look at this. The United States Department, Matthew Miller. The US government has had more than just contact with HGS over the past week. What do you mean more than just contact? What's been going on? Seems like you've... Conspiracy theories coming out of me. The conspiracy theorist is coming out of me, should I say. Who's been funding HGS? Who funded HGS to overthrow Assad? We know that every Western media and newspaper has been celebrating the fall of Assad. Celebrating it, calling how JOLANI is a reformed guy, he's a hero now, you know. He's took down the brutal dictator Assad. It's all a bit fishy, guys, you know. Yeah, I agree, Illuminati. It's unfortunately it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. I mean, we tried to warn everybody, you know. And then the HDS leader JOLANI in Damascus today, with a delegation from the British Foreign Office. I said this guy literally had a 10 million bounty on his head, and now he's meeting and speaking with the same countries that were going to collect the bounties? This is not adding up. Look, he's all suited up now. He's like Zelensky, you know. But at least, this guy's even got a suit, you know. To be fair, Zelensky never got a suit on. He's always like in like the homeless clothing, you know, trying to. Oh, I need money. This guy's already got the money though. To be fair, he's got what he needs, so he's all suited and booted now. He's ready to. Probably next week we're gonna see him in fucking 10 Downing Street having a cup of tea with fucking what's his name, Keir Starmer. Like honestly. Nassim said, will it get better? I hope so, because obviously the Syrian people's their interests come first. And I do understand, you know, some people didn't like Assad and they was probably just thinking, you know what, whatever, we'll take anything over Assad, you know. But I was trying to tell people that like an ISIS dictator is not the answer. An ISIS terrorist is not the answer. And we're seeing very quickly, you know, these developments are coming out quick. All these good ties with the UK, the US, Israel. It's a bit strange. Fishy if you ask me. But meanwhile, while Jolani's going on propaganda trips, you know, well, going around arse licking Israel and everyone else in the world, his country's actually been taken over, as we know. Illegal settlers were already performing rituals in regions recently taken over by the Israeli military in southwestern Syria. Why is there no comment on that? It was like...
סוריה, בית חב"ד הראשון בחדר תחת השליח הרב שלום הרצל שנמצא פה איתנו. אנחנו נמצאים למרגלות החרמון הסורי. צה"ל כבש את זה לפני מספר ימים. אתם רואים את החרמון הסורי? כוחות מובחרים של צה"ל נמצאים מעלינו. אנחנו למרגלות ההר, למרגלות החרמון הסורי בשטח סוריה. הדפסנו את הטניה ועכשיו גם לומדים. לבקש מהשליח הראשי לרמת הגולן בסוריה שבבקשה יפתח פעם ראשונה בהיסטוריה את ההוראה של הרבה, לימוד הטניה במקום בו השליחות שלו נמצאת. בבקשה.
And yeah, I was just reading the chat. You're saying whatever happens, it will not be worse than Assad. I mean, I would personally, I would disagree. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I'm not sure if you were here at the beginning of the stream, but like I was saying, is that I think Assad genuinely did care about his country. Of course, he never chose to be the leader of Syria either. It was like passed down to him, and I think he tried his best. He obviously done a lot of things that people disagree with. You know, there was certain people in his army doing bad things, of course, but I think overall he did care, you know, and he did have good relations with Russia and China and Iran and all these countries that are the same side that have been putting a lot of work in for Palestine, you know, for Lebanon, of course, as well. And these guys are literally openly calling them all enemies. I just don't think it ends well with Jolani, honestly. It's just all I see is like a good relationship with like Israel and the UK and the US. I think that's what I see. And Nassim said, do I know what they're talking about? No, I have no clue what them rabbis are talking about, honestly. They're probably doing some satanic shit. I don't know. Do you know what they're talking about? Maybe you know what they're talking about. Probably about... I don't know, I'll make a guess that they're talking about what land they're going to grab. You know, they've got the little kids with them. Probably saying, yes, when you grow up, this is your house, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have no clue. Oh, you was just kidding. Yeah, no. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's what I mean. I think we all... I don't think a lot of people like their prime ministers and stuff, you know. I know, like, Putin's a good president. But I'm talking about, like, obviously, like, we were just talking about Trump and Starmer in my country. They're not the best, you know. Of course, they're genocidal demons, most of them. They're funding genocides, but I'm still not going to support ISIS and Al-Qaeda. I'd rather, like, Starmer if I have to, like, you know what I mean? And I know, hopefully, in the next election, I know it's a while away, but hopefully a miracle happens and we get someone else. But I don't even care if Keir Starmer was, like, 20 years in power and he rigged everything and he was funding genocides everywhere. I still would not want someone like Jolani and ISIS coming to take over my country and do all this crazy shit. Like, I know that would not be a good thing, of course. Especially he's got all these ties with, like, you know what's going on. But yeah. Anyway. And then, yeah, Israeli terrorists walk through the Kalamu mountains untouched, of course. Jolani don't give a fuck, they're just invading. And the shit music off as well. I don't know what the fuck that says. Sorry, I know it's silent, but fuck that shitty music, man. It's probably some Israel playlist that they banged on. You said I saw no more news saying that in the Torah it talks about the mountains are the part of the map of the Greater Israel. Maybe. I have never read that shit. And then look, more suspicious activity. US special forces were spotted in the Kurdish city of Kobani in northern Syria. US forces have reportedly occupied a former Russian military base following the withdrawal of Russian units. Yeah, it seems like everyone's just grabbing what land they can get, you know, setting up their military bases so then they can have JOLANI as their new puppet, same as they've done with Ukraine, with NATO. Wouldn't surprise me if fucking they join NATO soon. Whoa, there's been a... Yeah, of course, ISIS and Mossad have always been and always will be. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people know that, you know, but when all this stuff started happening in Syria, it was like everyone just forgot or something. Assad pretended to hate Israel. Now JOLANI has public relationships with Israel. I think that personally that like Assad didn't like Israel, but I just think that he had so much other shit going on with like the West and Turkey and all these other countries that, and like he knew what was coming, and he like as much as he hated Israel, like they weren't his like main enemy. You know, he's got to put his own country first. Same as like Putin and stuff. You know, like of course. He's pro-Palestine, but he's got all this shit going on with Ukraine and the West and all this stuff. So they've got to prioritise their own people, and that's what makes a good leader. That's what makes a good leader, someone that puts their own people first. So as much as Assad, like he could have done a lot more, of course, but he had to. He was trying to prioritise his own people, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, JOLANI's like publicly like, yeah, man, Israel, please stop bombing us. Like we want to be friends with you guys. Like please, they're just blowing my country up all day. I'm just gonna like beg, and I'm gonna go meet with British authorities and talk on the phone with like the Americans, like Matthew Miller and blah blah blah. Crazy. Yeah. Anyway, Israel. Oh yeah, you don't like. Why did you not mention any of this parts? Israel approves a plan to expand settlements in the occupied Golan Heights, aiming to double the population there with an $11 million incentive. So we can clearly see that. You know what I think as well? That Israel's this whole time Israel's been trying to occupy Gaza. They didn't expect Hamas and the Palestinians to put up as much of a good fight as they did. I think they thought this was going to be over a long time ago. But it's still going on. They're still fighting. And they've seen Syria as like it's like the weakest link. Like even Lebanon, you know, they've got like a fake ceasefire going on right now. They still keep bombing Lebanon, but just not as much. But they tried it with Lebanon, and they've been trying it with Gaza. And I think they thought, oh, Syria's really weak right now. You know, Assad's got a lot of shit going on. He's got obviously the shit with the Kurdish going on. He's got the Americans. He's got ISIS. He's got Al Qaeda. And then they thought, we'll let this play out. We'll let them lot overthrow the government. And then once they're weak, and they've gone around executing everyone and all this shit as well, all of the army members, we'll blow up all their military bases so they can't fight back, and we'll take all their land, and it's going to be the easiest land grab of all time. Crazy, man. Okay, sorry. I'm just reading the chat. Excuse me. I guess you're going back to what they was talking about in that book. The Chabad group, that's Rabbi Schneerson's people. Trump went to Schneerson's funeral. It's a very radical blah blah that thinks non-Jews are not humans. I'm not sure. Is that what that was talking about in that? I'm not sure. I'm not really educated in that field. I haven't read the Talmud or anything like that. I don't want to judge someone off their religion as well, because the same way when ISIS they was going around executing everyone the other day and all this shit, like, I'm not gonna obviously, like, it's nothing to do with Muslims, you know. I wouldn't even call these people Muslims. So I am one of them guys that I know there's a lot of bad Jewish people in the world, but I don't think it's every Jewish person. Like when I go to London and shit, I see like some Jews standing up for Palestine and stuff. So I don't want to blame like a whole ethnic religion. It is mainly like Israel, and it is mainly all the people that live in Israel, and it's all the Zionists that are backing it, and all the Christian Zionists and all this shit, you know. But yeah, you can feel free to drop it what you want in the comments, and I'll read it as I go along. But yeah, So Israeli forces continue to invade and take over Syria. Here they are, pictures with the picture of Assad there. Of course, same shit that they was doing in Gaza and Lebanon. Then commanders in the IDF Northern Command met with tribal leaders of annexed towns of southern Syria, discussing the future of Israel's rule over these lands, signifying a long, if not permanent stay. And then JOLANI, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's he got to say about all this shit? Like, why is there no reaction? You know, this is meant to be. If you care about your people this much, and if you're really a changed person, and you're really like, you're not gonna just be a puppet to Western nations, then why are you not gonna fight for your own country? You know? Maybe try to earn some respect of the people that don't like you. But so they saw these insane mushroom clouds in Syria, and this is the footage that was coming out from Syria last night. It looked like fucking nuclear bombs, but apparently they targeted like a huge weapon facility. But it did look weird because we didn't see any secondary explosions or anything like that. If you ask me, they're testing out new weapons.
افتحوا الشبابيك. الله يلعنك يا إسرائيل. لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله.
So that's crazy, man. And I just read the chat while I was watching that. Illuminati said that's why. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, like when the media tries to paint Muslims as terrorists, like they have done for all these years, they will always use people like ISIS and Al Qaeda. Say, look, this is Muslims. The Muslims do terrorist attacks. This is what the Muslims do. Blah blah blah. They done 9/11. They done this and that. And then the people that are Muslim that come out and support Al Qaeda and ISIS, like, you're just helping helping them push that narrative onto you, you know. And I know it's not all Muslims, and like, I don't ever think it is. And I'm glad that you can. I'm glad that you're on the same page, you know. And I'm sure pretty much everyone in this chat is. And I've noticed that every time we do a stream talking about this, not once has any of these people ever come to the chat to disagree. They're always just in the comments talking shit, but when you're actually like on the stream and we can talk about it properly and get into it, like, they're nowhere to be seen, you know. So I'm guessing they're just Zionists and they're just pretending to be Muslims. But yeah, here's more crazy scenes. Of course, that looks fucking crazy, man. Look at that. Insane. That's a free Syria. That's what free Syria looks like. And it was actually so bad. Oh. That earthquake monitoring apps detected a 3 magnitude earthquake in Tartus, which was reportedly caused by the Israeli bombing. So you can see like the it's like on the number 3 scale. You got the time there, which was of course the same time the bombing happened, and the location. Crazy. And then some more pictures of the explosions. There. Crazy. Yeah, honestly, what did we expect though, guys? We predicted this shit ages ago and everyone was calling us crazy. In the comments, like I said, not on the live stream. They never turn up on the live stream to talk shit. But anyway, Qatar opened its embassy in Damascus for the first time in 14 years. And France is sending a diplomatic mission to Syria for the first time in 12 years. Like, what is going on? Like, all of this crazy shit's going on. Everyone's just making good ties with these terrorists now. And then today, the former president, Bashar al-Assad, finally came out and spoke on the matter for the first time. And we also heard reports that apparently that, well, there's been some speculation. Some people think that he didn't even say this. And the reason being is that this wasn't actually published like on any like mainstream like news. Like apparently I saw something about they was trying to get in contact with like mainstream media like platforms, or like big platforms at least, like Arabic and all around the world, and no one wanted to publish a statement, which is a bit suspicious, you know, because I feel like some of these would definitely want to post it, but we're gonna read it out anyway. So former President Bashar al-Assad released his first statement, With the expansion of terrorism in Syria and its arrival in the capital Damascus on the evening of Saturday, December the 7th, 2024, questions began to be raised about the fate and location of the president, amidst a torrent of confusion and stories far from the truth, which constituted support for the process of installing international terrorism concealed as a Syrian liberation revolution. At a critical historical moment in our life of our nation, when truth should have a place, there is something that needs to be clarified through a brief statement. The circumstances and the subsequent complete cessation of communication for security reasons did not allow for a statement to be made, and its brief points do not replace the narration of the details of everything that happened, which I will address at a later time when the opportunity arises. First of all, I did not leave the country in a planned manner, as was rumoured, nor did I leave it during the last hours of the battle, but rather I remained in Damascus following up on my responsibilities until the early morning hours of Sunday, December the 8th, 24, with the expansion of terrorism inside Damascus. I moved in coordination with my Russian friends to Latakia to follow up on the combat operations from there. Upon arriving at the Hamim air base in the morning, it became clear that the forces had withdrawn from all the battle lines and that the last army positions had fallen, with the deterioration of the field situation in the area increasing, and the attack on the Russian military base itself being escalated by drones. In light of the impossibility of leaving the base in any direction, Moscow asked the base leadership to work on securing immediate evacuation to Russia on the evening of Sunday, December the 8th, the day after the fall of Damascus, and after the fall of the last military positions and the subsequent paralysis of the rest of the state institutions. During those events, the issue of asylum or resignation was not raised by me or by any person or party, and the only option presented was to continue fighting in defence of the terrorist attack. In this context, I emphasised that whoever, since the first day of the war, refused to trade his country's salvation for personal salvation, or to bargain with his people with various offers and temptations, is the same person who stood with the officers and soldiers of his army on the front lines, dozens of meters away from the terrorists in the hottest and most dangerous hotbeds of conflict, and is the same person who did not leave during the most difficult years of the war and remained with his family and people to face terrorism under bombardment and the danger of terrorists storming the capital more than once during 14 years of the war. And whoever did not abandon the non-Syrian resistance in Palestine and Lebanon, and did not betray his allies who stood with him, cannot be the same person who abandons his people to whom he belongs or betrays them and his army. I have never been a person who seeks positions on a personal level, but rather I consider myself as the owner of a national project that derived its support from people who believed in it. I carried the certainty of the will of that people and their ability to preserve their state and defend its institutions and choices until the last moment. With the fall of the state into the hands of terrorism and the loss of the ability to provide anything, the position becomes empty and meaningless, and there is no meaning to remaining responsible in it. This does not mean in any way abandoning the authentic national affiliation to Syria and its people, a fixed affiliation that is not changed by a position or circumstance, an affiliation filled with hope that Syria will return free and independent. Yeah, interesting statement. What do you guys think about that? Shout out to you as well, 99 Slacker saying share the stream. Yeah, everyone share the stream, but we've got a little bit left, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what you think about that. Obviously there's the English translation there, but we just read it out. So, interesting. Whatever way you look at it, I guess he did kind of leave, you know, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he should have stayed to the end and fought to the end? I don't know. Anyway, how's everyone in the chat doing anyway? We've only got a couple bits more we're going to go over. So I've got a bit of a cold. Yeah, it sounds authentic, I guess. I think it is probably from him, but you know what everyone's like there. Speculation, you know. But yeah, we'll move on to the last few bits of today, which is some stuff that with Russia and Ukraine, I guess. So Ukrainian terrorists attacked a minibus with civilians in Hola Pryston in the Kherson region Even 1 dead and other injuries. I mean, a lot of people don't seem to talk about this, but you know, Ukraine kill a lot of civilians too. Not to the level that Israel do, but of course they do target civilians intentionally, like Israel do. Yeah, exactly. Free Palestine. I completely agree. You've got to think like it's family first. You know, the same way he's putting his country first, it is family first. And of course, you're gonna choose to save your own family than to risk everyone getting killed. And look what they was doing to the SAA members and stuff that were left. You know, they was beheading them publicly and all this crazy shit. So yeah, I mean, he's got a. It's fight or flight. You know, you got to in them type of situations. You've got to really think who's more important right now. And he never knows. He might have thought, you know what, these people could just try to sell me out. I could try and save some of these people, but they might just betray me, you know. So he's going to go with the people that he trusts. He got the option from Russia, of course. I think it was Lavrov who came out and said they would never betray their friends. So he was like, unlike other countries, we don't betray our friends in Russia. So and yeah, exactly, like 100%. You know, he stayed, like he said, he stayed through the most dangerous times of the years. I think he knew his time was up, and he knew that he didn't really care about being a president. Like I said earlier, that it got like handed down to him. It's not like he ran for office. It was all passed down to him. So, and yeah, he definitely got betrayed. But yeah, anyway, this is Ukrainian terrorism. What they're doing in Ukraine to Russians, intentionally like targeting a minibus filled with civilians. And then the Ukrainian forces on the battlefield. Well, they're not on the battlefield. Sorry, what am I talking about? I think I've read something in the chat. It made me confused. But yeah, they continue to kidnap civilians every day and force them into war with Russia. Like, this is happening a lot. We've covered this a lot on our streams, but we do need to keep showing everyone that most of the Ukrainians, they don't actually want to fight. You know, all the ones that did want to fight already signed up for the war. They're already in the war, or they've already been killed. And they're running out of people. They're trying to lower the age even more. Like, they want to try and send basically kids out to fight now, because no one wants to fight for Ukraine anymore. They're not stupid. I think the last people in Ukraine that are actually not in war want to spend time with their families. They don't want to be involved in this shit. But they're getting dragged off the streets and like probably like tranquilized, like whatever, like put in a sleeper hold or something, and forced out to war. And here's one of the videos. So yeah, that's just a normal day in Ukraine. Putin will... Yeah, no, but Putin is obviously fighting, of course, yeah, all of NATO and stuff as well. Oh, sorry, I saw that message after. Like, Ukraine's, like, unfortunately just like a proxy. It's like, the West, like, the thing is with, like, Ukraine is the US and UK and all these countries, they basically want to go to war with Russia, but they don't want to do it on their own soil. They don't want to damage their own country. They don't want to lose their own people. And they've always pushed Putin into this position. You know, he's been saying it for years that this was going to happen, but they don't care. Because America and these countries think they're like the big bullies and they do what they want. But Putin's basically just not an idiot, you know. He's not going to put up with this shit. And he warned them. But the thing is, our countries, they don't actually care, like, because it's not our people that we're losing. As much as Russia isn't taking much losses, they are still taking some losses. So it's a win in a way for our country to keep, first of all, money laundering and taking all of our tax money for this shit. And two, it is weakening Russia. Not a lot, but it is keeping them occupied. For example, we were saying earlier, they can't really get involved with Palestine as much as they'd probably like to, because they've got all their own problems with this shit going on. They're obviously costing Russia money. They're losing Russia's men. So, meanwhile, you know, the Biden cabinet and all these will just sit there, keep rinsing the taxpayers and keep funding it. So, yeah. Anyway, and yeah, they don't give a shit about Ukrainians. That's one thing they don't care about as well. They're just a pawn for them. They don't care about Zelensky. He's a propped up puppet as well. Sad world we live in. But yeah, Forced mobilization continues in Ukraine. There's more videos.
Ой, встаньте от него, Позвоните в полицию. Откуда из-под стражи? Что вы делаете? Вставайте быстро.
Сюда иди! Помогите! Парни,
Позвоните в полицию, пожалуйста. Что вы делаете? Встаньте, на кого вы похожи?
Не дави на руку! Рука! Не двигайся! Помогите! Не двигайся! Парни, помогите! Меня здесь сутки удерживают в банкомате! Незаконно! Помогите!
Ой, встаньте от него.
Yeah, sad, honestly sad. It is really sad because that's the difference between Israel and Ukraine, you know, like a lot of, I'm pretty much say everyone in Israel is practically agrees with what's going on. They all want the land, even if they don't agree with Netanyahu, they agree with some other genocidal person who wants to take over and take the land. In Ukraine though, there's obviously a lot of people that are like neo-Nazis and they do agree with it, but the majority, the ones that are left that we see every day, seem to not want to be involved, you know. Yeah, and it is crazy that all of these countries are fighting Russia and they still can't beat them. And Putin will not give up. He will not. He will never. Look at Russia's history. Have they ever really lost a war? Russia's known to be like, you know, savages. Like, even if you watch anything like don't know if you guys watch boxing or UFC, it's always the Russian guys that are just undefeated and absolute animals. I think like these people are just built different, you know. They've been through a lot of shit. They're constantly in wars and stuff their whole life. So thinking that all of these countries could take on Russia is really stupid. And yeah, a lot of them do agree with Putin, because it's, for example, like they know they know that Zelensky don't care about them, and some of them might not even really like Putin that much, but they just know that like they know the real goals. You know, they probably just want their own benefits put first. They could become an independent state for a reason, so that they could make their own choices, and instead they're just getting dictated by the West. I'm sure they'd much rather be a part of Russia than just be another NATO puppet, you know, another person that's going to cause another world war. But yeah, and then look, this is what I said, sorry, on this caption. We see these scenes every single day in Ukraine. Women breaking down in tears as their sons and husbands are forced to go and die. Yet Zelensky still won't call for peace. It's heartbreaking.
Боже ж! Що ви робите йому? Що ви тут будете бити? Удари ще раз. Це поліцейські наші.
Що ви, блядь, робите? Ви долбойоби? Відпустіть його. Що ви робите? Алло, я, блядь, до вас говорю чи ні? Що ви трогаєте, блядь? Відпустіть людину, блядь. Що ви робите? Підари, блядь, йобані. Чого ви, блядь, самі не пиздуєте? Відпустіть, блядь. Відпусти, підар, блядь. Що ти, блядь, пихаєш ту бабку?
So I'm just smiling, I just see it come up on the screen, Zelensky, the cokehead in a tracksuit. I know, man, it's crazy.
Ти, блядь. Що ви робите, блядь? Долбойоби, блядь.
Душе!
Ви що, блядь, розуму, блядь, немає, блядь, чи що?
Порвали мені куртку, блядь!
Чого ви, блядь, самі не йдете на війну? Якого хуя, блядь? Якого хуя?
And yeah, you said she sounds like she's witnessing injustice. Let's actually see what the original person said. Diana, there's like a really good interview I'd recommend you guys watch. I haven't even watched it yet, but I just know it'll be such a good interview. Jackson done an interview with her earlier today. He posted it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I was going to watch it on stream, but it's so late right now. I'm probably just going to watch it at my own time tomorrow, because I'm not sure if I'll be streaming tomorrow, but I definitely advise everyone to go and watch it. It's on Jackson's page, her page, and legit targets, I'm pretty sure. But this is basically what happened. Every day Ukrainian women fight with Zelensky's commissions to free Ukrainian men. The woman will never forgive Zelensky, and we should stop the war. And just to let you guys know, this is a like a journalist from Ukraine, you know, like she's not Russian, She lives in Ukraine. She was the journalist of the year in Ukraine. And she does not agree with Zelensky. Like, no one agrees with Zelensky. It's all propaganda. The only people that are pushing for this war so much are the people in the West, you know, people that aren't from Ukraine. People that have other interests in mind. They don't care about the Ukrainian people. But yeah, look, here's the interview there. So you should go watch that. It's going to be definitely very interesting to hear what she's got to say, you know. I'm going to definitely watch that later, probably tomorrow. But anyway, what's everyone saying on the chat? You said, what point do the Ukrainian people say enough's enough? The problem is they're saying enough's enough. That's why they're getting dragged off the streets and forced into this, you know. There is no enough. They can't. They don't have a choice. The only thing that can happen is for Zelensky to call for a peace deal, and we know that that's never going to happen. He's not allowed to call for a peace deal. He's a puppet. If he probably come out and call for a peace deal, Zelensky would probably be randomly assassinated, you know, and then they'll just blame Putin for that, and it'll probably just be the West that killed him as well. What happens to all the other people that they load up and fund, you know? They always end up dead. So, I don't think Zelensky's allowed to call for a peace deal, and I don't think he wants to anyway. There was one peace deal on the table back in, was it March 2022 or April, around that time, around springtime. And Boris Johnson came in and threw the peace deal out the window. He said, no, we don't want peace. We need to continue. We're going to defeat Putin, blah, blah, blah. Now look, 2 years down the line, it's still going, nearly 3 years down the line, and it's still going on. And it's just getting worse. And even Putin said, this is a crime against the Ukrainian people. Putin slammed Kiev's plans to lower the mobilization age, and he believes that just as the Ukrainian men have been caught in the streets like stray dogs and sent to face bullets, young boys will now be sent to do the same. And that's the saddest part, because, you know, sometimes we see like these grown men and they'll like fight back, and like they'll be big and strong men, and they'll like, you know, these like Ukrainian like these army men will not be able to handle them. You know, some of them they'll get thrown off and then they'll just end up giving up and walking off. What about when there's like 16-year-old kids that are still in school and like, you know what I mean? They're not eating properly because they're not at the age when they're just not got a lot of weight to them. And then these big Ukrainian like armed forces come and grab them off the streets. Like, they're not going to have a chance. It's really sad, honestly. Sorry, there's been a lot of chat since then. I'm just going to quickly look before I play the video. Yep, Zelensky acts like nothing happened. It's a police state, I agree. Even after the war, Zelensky will have a golden retirement in Switzerland and Washington. He's probably already got like a penthouse out there. I'm pretty sure he's got like loads of houses in Miami and shit. So doesn't surprise me. This could happen in the UK. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We've already seen UK mercenaries in Russia. They was in the Kursk region getting captured as well. So probably we're gonna run out of men and start trying to grab fucking people like me off the streets. You know, fuck me. I'll end up just saying, just kill me, you know, or put me in prison or some shit. I'm not going to fight against Russia. And if I end up getting to the stage where I got like tranquilized and forced onto the field, I'll just run out with a white flag or something. I fucking hope someone knows. Hope someone saves me, you know. Hopefully I don't get against some guy who's just going to snipe me or some shit. I'll try and show my X page or some shit. If hopefully it's not too late by then. But yeah, Putin said the Ukrainian war will stop or will not. Wait, it will stop. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you don't stop, there will be no Ukrainians. It is getting close to that stage as we speak. But yeah, it is on everyone else. It's the West and the funding. If they didn't have funding, then it wouldn't have carried on for nearly nowhere as long. Yeah, switch sides to Russia. But yeah, that's what I mean. That's the only thing I'm hopeful about Donald Trump, because I know Donald Trump Jr. was saying that as soon as his dad's in office, he's gonna cut all the funding, and that would be very good. But the only problem is with that is I feel like you'll get that cut funding and just send that all to Israel instead. But at least it's one war stops, but I feel like it's going to double the other war. So I don't know, time will tell. It is next month now, we're on the 17th today. So crazy, it's very close. But let's watch this video quickly.
So is this statehood? No, this is clear signs of the loss of statehood. So I think if they reduce the mobilization age, lower the service age, it will not change the situation in the battlefield like it didn't for Hitler's Germany. But it will be one in a series of crimes they commit against their people. It doesn't protect the interests of the Ukrainian people. Such a decision would only protect the decisions of those who give decisions from abroad. That is the only motivation. young boys will be herded and sent to be slaughtered. We saw how they are being caught in the streets like stray dogs and sent to face the bullets. And now they'll be sending young boys to do that.
Yeah, even Putin, like, you could tell Putin's got a heart, you know, like, he doesn't want this war. He didn't want this war for years. We watched a really good documentary before on stream called Ukraine on Fire, and I always recommend everyone to watch it. That actually got me a copyright strike on my YouTube. It got me completely demonetized, but it was worth it because we had a lot of people in the chat that had never seen it before, and it really gives you like a, because the film was from like 2018, so this is like 4 years, like, or maybe it was even 2017. It's like 4 or 5 years before this really kicked off, and you could see like the stuff that was actually going on before. You know, when they say everything didn't happen, everything didn't start on October 7th, like it really didn't start in February 22 as well. So yeah, and then Putin said Russia is not fighting the Ukrainian people but a neo-Nazi regime in Kiev which seized power in 2014. The people who are in power in Ukraine commit crimes daily against their own people and against the Russian people. And then Trump, of course, the same speech earlier. He's only briefly mentioned it, but he says we will be talking to President Putin. It was only like a 5-second clip.
We're going to be talking. We'll be talking to President Putin, and we'll be talking to the representatives, Zelensky and representatives from Ukraine. We got to stop it. It's carnage.
So yeah, I think that I think Putin's more up for peace than Zelensky, unless Trump just comes out with some absolutely like bullshit peace proposal that no one's going to agree to, and then Putin's going to say basically fuck off, and then it could end up getting worse. But I feel like that won't happen. I feel like it'll be Zelensky that says no. And yeah, they have all, like UK. Have you ever guys like? I'm not sure if you guys like how old you all are in the chat or whatever, but like when I was a kid, I used to play like Call of Duty a lot, like Modern Warfare 2 and shit like that. And I never really realised until I got to like this age now that if you ever noticed in all these like Call of Duty games and stuff, they always like make you fight against like the Russians and they make them like the enemies. I remember playing that Modern Warfare 2 and then like in the campaign mode you go into terminal and then you're the Russians, you're playing as the Russians in this mission, and then you're just like killing loads of civilians and shit for no reason, like. So like they always try and like, you know, when you're like a kid, it's easy, it's like you've seen it now with all of the crazy like shit that happens in the world, how they push everything on the children, and it's like back then like we didn't realise we were just playing Call of Duty and all that, and then oh, there's like foxes outside going mental, so that will put me off. But yeah, when you're a kid, there's like they're trying to like indoctrinate you, you know, they're trying to brainwash you to make you think that Russia's the enemy, like you're always fighting against like the Spetsnaz, and it's just a bit, you know, when you grow up you sort of realise, but they've always tried making Russia the enemy. For what reason? So a couple more clips I'll play and then we'll wrap it up soon. Yeah, I've only got a couple more things to play, probably about 5 minutes left. Yeah, same with Muslims as well, 100% agree. They always do this shit. I think they still do it now to this day in the new Call of Duties. Like, I haven't played like the new campaign mode. I have played the new Call of Duty only a little bit on the multiplayer, but I was watching people play the campaign, and there was like, I'm pretty sure it's something to do with like Iraq and shit. Iran? No, not Iran. Iraq maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't played it. But yeah, they're always just trying to brainwash people at a young age. That's who they target, the kids. They know it's the kids that play these games. But yeah, just some random shit that I'm just gonna quick fire through. Just some general news that's happened. 4 people were killed and 5 were injured in a shooting at a Christian school in Wisconsin. The suspect is now dead. This was like a transgender kid or some shit. Transgender school shooter. Same usual suspects. Surprised they didn't try to blame this one on the Muslims or the Russians. Israel's bombing Syria again now. Are they really? I feel like I've got to quickly check this on my other screen. Just see if there's, before we go, you know, there might be some big news. Just let my Telegram load. But anyway, while it loads in the background, the United States, of course, they sent Taiwan its first batch of 38 Abrams tanks. Like, why are they always trying to push for new wars? The fuck is going on? Telegram's not updating. Damn it. I'll believe you anyway. Of course I believe you. Like, I just wanted to see if there was like any videos. Most, yeah, like everyone thinks Russia's some evil people, like, and they always think Biden's the innocent sweet guy. No, it's just, I think like, you know, like it's usually like the older generation, because like back in their day, they always trusted the news, like, you know, like mainstream media for like they've got a lot of trust in them, and you know, like where we're like in the younger generation. I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm guessing like we're in like the same sort of generation. We know like social media is like really where you find the real shit, you know. We see actual proof we see the kids in Gaza getting blown up in front of us. We don't just see Netanyahu talking shit on the camera and then BBC like, oh yes, Hamas October 7th, like, no, we've seen the kids getting genocided. We know the plans of the Great Israel and shit. But I think that older people, they're more likely to fall for mainstream propaganda, because that's all they knew. Like, that's how, think about back in World War II and shit, like they didn't have no social media and shit, so it was easier to just cause like a big global war like that, because everyone only believed what their own country thought. Like, no one really thought outside the box like that, because they didn't have any outside sources. So I think that's yeah. And yeah, exactly, yeah, I know, I've got family members that the exact same. Like, they got Putin, he's like Hitler, he's evil. Like, he just randomly woke up one day and just invaded Ukraine because he's crazy and he's gonna die soon. You know, that's what they tell you, the mainstream media. Putin's got a health disease and he's just a madman. Like, he just wants to kill everyone. Like, no, that's not what's going on. And then you try and show them something, and then like, no, I don't want to watch that. No, like, it's just like they can't face the reality. You know, they can't accept that they've been lied to their whole life. But yeah. There's a guy asking for donations in the chat. I am gonna move that because I don't know. Unfortunately, brother, I don't know if you're being genuine. I don't advertise any donations on my stream. And I'd appreciate it if you didn't come in and do that. I'm not sure what your situation is and if you are being genuine or not, but there's a lot of scammers that DM me every day. 95% of the people are lying to you, so I'm not going to sit here and promote your page, and I'm not going to let you promote in the chat when I can't even check you out and no one can even prove it. So I'm sorry, brother, if you are genuine. I really am, and I've donated money. I've got like trusted donation people. I've got people that I can genuinely get money to Gaza and shit. If anyone wants to donate, you can always get in contact with me and I can make sure it happens, and you'll get like video proof with your like name on the piece of paper and all this. But anyway, let's not get distracted, so I don't want to be a dickhead as well, and if this guy's being serious, I'm not that type of person. But just don't do it in this chat, please, brother. But anyway, an IDF soldier in London threatened a woman, I quickly found out. Oh yeah, I can still see the chat, by the way. I've just moved it off the screen while that guy's doing that shit. Let me turn this up.
Yes, I need him to repeat dirty fucking Muslims. They're being anti-Semitic. A young girl. They're anti-Semitic. You are vile. You are below it. You're a disgrace for a human being. How dare you? And you're not. How dare you? Look at you. You're the one putting hands on women. Disgusting. I'm fully trained as an MMA fighter. You don't want to touch me. You don't want to touch me. I'm an IDF soldier. I don't give two flying fucks, so don't touch me. That's what you want to fight. I'm get him away. I'm an IDF. I'm an IDF soldier. For real. IDF soldier.
It's so funny how this guy quickly fucking changes his attitude when a real man turns up, you know. These IDF guys always just pressuring and attacking women and shit. Like, you're not in Israel now, bro. You'll get fucked up. Yeah, our family holidays are they fun at my house? I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm like a bit of a Grinch in Christmas, you know. I don't like all of the... When I meet family, I just don't talk about politics anymore. I honestly don't. Like, there's some people in my family that are awake, but most of them are not. And usually if I go and start talking about politics, like, it turns into chaos. So I just try and avoid it. And when they talk about shit, I just try and ignore it, you know. I just try and bite my tongue a bit. But oh yeah, part 2 of this video, the guy gets found out. The guy this guy, he gets called afterwards, after that video. I think maybe it's the same day or later on that day or some shit. Zio Bunnybot, what's going on? Long time no speak, our favourite Zionist.
Is that you? Oh yeah, I thought I was getting attacked for being Jewish.
Don't lie about Jewish. Why are you trying to do that, bro? That's you dumb little shit. You can bully some fucking people, bro. You know what? Bro, I'll smack you, bro. You dumb little shit, bro.
And I have calls tried putting out the fucking anti-Semitic card always. Like, why? Because you just saw you threatening a woman, mate. Yeah. And then this child was slapped simply for calling for a ceasefire. A child, yeah.
This girl right here, this lady right here, is hitting people. Look what she's doing. She's pro-Israel.
Why you are not deleting this?
I'm showing it.
Why you are not?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't jail. Get ready for jail. Don't touch him. Don't you. I got that on video.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright, I got that on video. I got that on video. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me.
You
Touch me.
deserve that
Touch
when
me.
you're okay.
Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. So touch me. Touch me. Touch me.
People need to know you are killing babies.
Don't touch
You
me.
okay with
Get away
your
from me.
hand, man?
Get away from me.
Your hand,
Get away
man?
from me.
Good.
Alright, bye.
I'm gonna pee on you if I come.
Okay, cool.
Don't do that. I will be more than happy
Okay.
to pee on somebody
Okay.
like you.
Okay.
That is okay to kill babies
She's gonna
alive.
go viral. She's gonna go viral. She slapped a 15-year-old boy.
Fucking nutters, man, these people. I hope Zaya Bunny bots not out here doing this type of shit, because fucking hell. Yeah. Oh yeah, the other day marked the anniversary, the 16-year anniversary of an Iraqi legend throwing a shoe at George W. Bush. They've actually got a like a statue now of a shoe in Iraq to celebrate this guy. It's funny. Yeah, that's a funny day. And this base guy. This base guy shouts "Free Palestine" in Netanyahu's face as he walks past. What a legend. Yeah, they did. They made a statue. Yeah.
Free Palestine! Palestine forever! Woo! See you, baby! Pro Palestine!
What a G. What would you guys do if you see Netanyahu in public? Would you say something to him? Aussie, is that where he's from? Australia? I should have guessed by the accent. And then just a random video I wanted to sort of play as probably the last video we're going to watch. A US pilot, a sorry I can't talk. A US World War II pilot met a German World War II tank commander. This is a really interesting video.
Introduce you to Jurgen, who was a King Tiger tank commander.
My name is Jurgen.
Jurgen, nice to meet you. My name is Ed. Ed.
You was a pilot?
Yes. You were a tank commander.
What?
You were a tank commander.
Yes.
Well, Tom, nice to meet you.
How old are you?
99.
99. 97.
97. You look good for 97.
Yes, I was in Austria. I was wounded on my leg. And I have real
problems. I have
problems. Well, fortunately, I'm in pretty good condition. I don't have too many problems, except age.
You understand? Keine Probleme außer Alter.
But in 1944, we saw the thunderbolts
overhead.
Yes, sir.
Might have been me. It might have been me. Because I see Tiger tanks and tanks down below.
Yes. The trees only rolled down.
And now we no longer shoot at each other.
That's right. We're friends. We're real good friends. I'm happy to meet you. I'm very happy to meet you.
I also.
Crazy, man. That's quite a heart-touching video, ain't it? Do you reckon them guys just like realised like, hang on a minute, we just fought for nothing our whole lives, you know? We maybe they've grown up and realised it was all for nothing. Probably gonna wrap it up now though, guys, because it is 1 o'clock. I was only expecting to do the stream for like an hour and we've dragged it on for nearly 2. I'm not sure when the next stream will be. I'll try to do another one before Christmas. But yeah, I always end up doing these streams and I have too much fun, you know. I end up just, time goes by and I end up waking up in like 4 hours. I got 5 hours to get up to work, so I do need to get to bed in a minute. So I'm just gonna have something to eat quickly first. Yeah, it is sad, of course. I'm just reading the last chats before I go. Let me just check on the Rumble chat before I go. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all coming to the live. Yeah, I suppose I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for, just remember to try and subscribe to me on YouTube as well, if you're not already, and Twitch. But apart from that, I hope you guys all have a good night and we'll catch up soon. Peace.